Magic is a word that has been used throughout history. People used it for centuries to describe things they saw but didn't understand. Magic was the explanation for earthquakes and insect plagues and floods. Even as mankind moved into modern times, people who saw engines and telephones and radios and electric appliances for the first time thought they were seeing magic at work. Today, magic still describes things we see yet cannot understand. Now, however, it applies to entertainment. Magicians are able to perform tricks that cause us to doubt what we think is possible and what is not. They can do this by having us pick a card, any card, and telling us what it is, even while they are blindfolded. Or they can put on a huge stage show, complete with animals, lights, characters, smoke, mirrors, and loud music, and make people disappear right in front of our eyes. Magic is deception. Good magician fools us so completely that we don't feel like we have been tricked or deceived. Instead, we feel like we have seen the impossible, seen something that we cannot explain, something amazing. Magicians have no special powers. They are no wizards or gods or supernatural beings or aliens. Magicians are people with very specific skills, just as doctors have skills and acrobats have skills. The magician's skills allow him or her to do things most of us cannot do. A magician can saw a human being in half and then put the two pieces back together. A magician can tear up our favorite photograph, throw it in the garbage, and then pull the same photo out of the envelope in their pocket in perfect condition. A magician can be handcuffed and chained inside a tank of water and escape in the time it takes to count to three. Believe it or not, there are only a few types of magician. Most magic falls into one of five categories. Within those categories, though, there are hundreds, even thousands of tricks. The first category of magic is called sleight of hand. It is also known as prestidigitation, which means the quick movement of fingers. In a sleight of hand, a magician uses their fingers and hands to make everyday objects disappear, change position, or transform one thing into another. These objects can be coins, cards, handkerchiefs, scarves, keys, watches, cell phones, or any small items that can fit into the hand. The second category is called conjuring. This is when a magician makes something appear out of nowhere, such as pulling a rabbit out of a hat or making a person appear from an empty box. Conjurers can also make any number of things disappear, and over the years, this has included everything from elephants to airplanes. The third category is illusions. This is one of the most complicated forms of magic. Illusion involves making an audience believe it is seeing something other than what it is actually happening. It usually takes place on a stage and involves special equipment. Sawing a person in half, floating in the air, and walking on water are all forms of illusion. A fourth category is escaping, called escapology. It involves magicians getting out of seemingly inescapable and oftentimes dangerous situations. These situations range from being tied to a chair or locked in handcuffs to being encased in a sealed tank of water or chained inside a cage. Finally, there is mentalism, also known as Mind reading. Mentalists are the magicians who seem able to predict the future or guess what people are thinking or tell people secret things about themselves that no one else knows. Good magicians are masters at encouraging a suspension of disbelief. This means you start out disbelieving something is possible, but you are persuaded to change your mind and possibly start believing after all. If I told you that I could saw someone in half, you wouldn't believe it. But if I showed you I could do it as part of a magic act, you probably change your mind. You put aside or suspend your disbelief. The best magicians do more than get us to suspend our disbelief. They leave us shaking our heads and wondering, how did they do that? In most cases, we'll never know how they did it, but as you'll find in the pages to come, sometimes you will get the answers.